One of football's biggest mysteries has to do with the 1998 World Cup final. It was said to be an all-time classic with the best striker in the world, Ronaldo, leading Brazil against the host France, who were also led by the best midfielder in the world, Zinedine Zidane. However, despite this match being hyped up to the max, it was a letdown, with France easily destroying Brazil 3-0. So how did Brazil crumble so badly in a World Cup final, a match they won just 4 years ago, and why did Ronaldo look like a shadow of his former self on the pitch? Well, let's take a look at what happened prior to the final and all the conspiracies surrounding it. Before the 1998 World Cup, Ronaldo was one of the best players in the world despite only being 21 years old. He already had a plethora of football experience, with him playing for the likes of Cruzeiro, PSV, Barcelona, and Inter Milan. He had already accomplished a lot in the sport so far, like scoring 179 goals in 200 matches, winning the Confederations Cup and Copa America with Brazil, the Cup Winners' Cup with FC Barcelona, the UEFA Cup and the Ballon d'Or with Inter Milan, and also winning the 1994 World Cup with Brazil, despite not getting any game time with the team. Ronaldo was on his way to becoming one of the GOATs of football, and he was set to help Brazil win back-to-back World Cups with him leading the line, and this could have helped seal his GOAT status. However, the only man that could rival Ronaldo was in his way for that prestigious trophy, and that was Zinedine Zidane, the footballer that was leading France in the World Cup they were hosting. Now, Ronaldo and Zidane know each other pretty well. They both played in the Serie A at the time, with Ronaldo playing for Inter and Zidane playing for Juventus. In the past 97-98 season though, Zidane got the better of Ronaldo, with Juventus winning the Serie A by 5 points against Inter Milan. Anyways, the reason I'm saying this is with Zidane and Ronaldo already having some history with each other, and them both being the two stars of football at the time, it was clear to see why they were rivals and the faces of the 1998 World Cup. And to add more heat to the fire though, both France and Brazil met up with each other in the World Cup final, meaning that we were going to see a Ronaldo versus Zidane match. And although that's what we got, it wasn't what we all thought it was going to be. Let me explain. Although France were the host of the tournament, the general consensus was that Brazil were too good and they were easily going to win the final. Not only that, Ronaldo was flawless this entire tournament, with him managing to get 4 goals and 5 assists in the games he played so far. And Zidane was actually doing decent at the tournament as well, but nothing too crazy like Ronaldo was. Plus, France were actually scared of playing Brazil, specifically going against Ronaldo. The defenders of the France national team had a whole training session talking about how Ronaldo felt like a magician because of the way he controlled and played with the ball, and how it was going to be really hard to stop someone as good as him. However, to France's luck, Ronaldo was not his usual self on the pitch. Why? Well, the afternoon before the big game, Ronaldo broke down into tears next to Roberto Carlos back at the team hotel. And Roberto Carlos said that Ronaldo was scared about what lied ahead, and said that the pressure had got to him and that's why he couldn't stop crying. Then the worst happened, because at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Ronaldo began to convulse uncontrollably, eventually foaming at the mouth. Roberto Carlos then shouted for help, and Brazilian teammates arrived at the scene to help prevent Ronaldo from swallowing his tongue. There's actually some reports of some of the players shouting that he is dead, but after a while, Ronaldo woke up normally and told his teammates to leave the room because he wanted to sleep. Ronaldo literally remembered nothing of what just happened, and he was told everything by the Brazilian staff a while after the incident occurred. Then the Brazilian staff took Ronaldo to the hospital to run some tests and find out what was wrong with him. However, they couldn't find out anything, and to this day, it's still a mystery on what exactly happened that made Ronaldo fall into a convulsion. Anyways, an hour before the actual World Cup final, the Brazil coach Mario Zagallo left Ronaldo out of the starting 11 and had Edmundo, the Fiorentina striker, starting instead. However, 40 minutes before the World Cup final, something had changed the manager's mind, and Ronaldo was back in the starting 11, ready to play in the final. How is this possible? Well, I'll get to that conspiracy in a little bit, trust me. Anyways, Ronaldo was back in the starting lineup, but it was obvious to football fans at the time that something was wrong. Ronaldo looked more sluggish and tired as usual, and not like his usual lively self. And that was being reflected on the pitch too, with him largely being ineffective, while his rival Zinedine Zidane bagged 2 goals in the final to help France lift their first ever World Cup trophy, and this helped Zidane win his first and only Ballon d'Or as well, right out of Ronaldo's hands. As you can see by what I just told you, something was off about this World Cup final. There's just too many mysteries. How did Ronaldo get back to the starting 11 after almost dying a day before, and why did he play so poor? Well, here are the conspiracies as to what happened before the 1998 World Cup final. Real quick before we talk about the conspiracies though, please remember to subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it and it means a lot, so thank you.
New Dalda stand-up pouch. Easy to pour, easy to cook. A standing ovation to mothers.
Anyways, let's go to conspiracy number 1. Ronaldo was hiding a medical condition. This conspiracy feels a little bit odd because it essentially blames Ronaldo for everything, but we still have to go over it. Now, this conspiracy is basically saying that the idea of Ronaldo breaking down under pressure is a little sus, with him being part of the Brazil team that won the 1994 World Cup, so he should have been used to this type of atmosphere. That's why conspiracy theorists think that Ronaldo was hiding another injury and this was all a cover-up for that, and the painkillers he was taking throughout the tournament, since he had a minor injury against Morocco, made things worse, and that's why Ronaldo got a seizure. Overall though, this conspiracy is kind of baseless, and it's probably the worst one. With that being said, let's go to conspiracy number 2. Brazil accepted bribes to throw the match for France. According to The Guardian, there are some sources stating that the Brazilian squad was offered £15 million to lose the final on purpose, and in exchange they would gain the right to host the World Cup in the near future, and that they would have a favorable group in the 2002 World Cup. And if these promises were actually made, well, it came true. That's because of the 2002 World Cup, Brazil had an easy group consisting of China, Costa Rica, and Turkey, and they easily topped it, and they even went on to win the entire competition. Additionally, they went on to host the 2014 World Cup. So if the sources are correct and this is actually true, both of the promises were fulfilled. However, this is where the conspiracy ends. There isn't any additional information apart from what I just said. But with FIFA's past, you never know, man. This could be the right one. But now let's go over to conspiracy 3, the one that most people believe, that Nike forced Ronaldo to play the World Cup final despite him clearly not being fit. Let me explain. Nike secured a deal with the Brazilian Federation to be the main sponsor of the team for £100 million. With this, the company invested significant resources to the Brazilian squad, and according to The Independent, it was commonly known that even for friendlies, Brazil had to play their best squad possible just so Nike can reap the most out of the benefits. Not only that, Nike had a lot riding on the 1998 World Cup financially, and the majority of the pre-tournament marketing was based around Brazil, but especially Ronaldo in particular. Plus, the World Cup final was basically a battle of the brands, with Nike sponsoring Ronaldo and the Brazilian national team, while Adidas sponsored Zidane and the France national team. Nike wouldn't want Adidas to reap the benefits of Zidane playing in the World Cup final, while they couldn't reap the benefits of Ronaldo, since it was planned that he wasn't going to play in the final. And with Ronaldo not playing, the damage it would cause Nike would be immense, and Nike would have missed out on a lot of money. So how did Nike influence Ronaldo to play in the match? Well, apparently the head of the Brazilian Federation at the time, Ricardo Teixeira, who also apparently pocketed some of the money Nike paid to be the sponsor of Brazil, walked into the Brazil dressing room and told the Brazilian head coach to change the lineup and have Ronaldo starting, even if he still had a fever and almost died the day before. With Teixeira reportedly walking into the dressing room and Ronaldo getting put into the starting 11 in the last minute, this theory could actually be true, as it does explain why Ronaldo played in the game despite him not being fit. Plus, if Ronaldo hadn't played, Nike might have actually canceled the sponsorship they had with Ronaldo and Brazil, leaving Ronaldo no choice but to play the game. Plus, it would explain why Ronaldo immediately laced up his boots he was wearing around his neck right after they lost the final, clearly showing off the Nike boots at the time. It's a little too convenient for all of this not to be true. Not only that, apparently Edmundo, the striker that was supposed to replace Ronaldo in the final, was caught on recording speaking about what happened, saying that the Nike incident was real and Ronaldo had to play every match in the World Cup because of Nike. Obviously, Edmundo had to apologize publicly when this was leaked, and Nike had to come out to the public and deny these claims of making Ronaldo play the final, but still, you never know, man. Nike is a powerful company, and they would have lost a lot of money if Ronaldo didn't play in the final. So it kind of makes sense that this conspiracy, out of all of them, would most likely be the correct one. Now, what has Ronaldo actually said about this incident? He had to speak about this, right? Well, he did, and he said he doesn't know why he got the convulsion to this day, but he said he's the one who begged the Brazilian coach to let him play in the final, despite him clearly not being fit enough. But listen, if I had a multi-million-dollar contract on the line, I would also beg the coach to play in the game too, and also defend the company who gave me the millions as well. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, let me know in the comments what you think about the 1998 World Cup final, and which conspiracy you believe the most.